Hi friends, strangers, internet. My name is EmilyHanhan. I love colorful makeup and colorful language. Welcome to another one of my end of year favorite videos. So this time around, I have been splitting it up into kind of categories, genres of makeup is what I want to call it. I know that's maybe whatever, it works. And today I want to talk about budget makeup. I was definitely inspired by my friend Teresa. Teresa is dead. She did a budget makeup favorites video, and I was like, that's smart. So about $20 or less is where we're landing with these budget items. And I want to say, as I'm thinking about that, $20 or less covers a whole range of things when it comes to indie makeup. So I'm not going to say this is comprehensive, but this is mostly what you would consider kind of like drugstore makeup, some indie stuff, a little bit of like yes style. So like I didn't venture too deep into the indie world because there's a lot of things that are $20 or under that are amazing in the indie space. Yeah. So some of these things are things I discovered in 2021. Some of these things are things I've had for a little longer, and we'll just talk through everything. I'm just going to go kind of in the order of, the way I apply makeup, so these aren't ranked in any way, shape, or form. But also, if you like colorful makeup, if you like bitches with lots of opinions, or you just like cute fat babes in general, I hope you will subscribe, join the Hanhan fam, and if you've been enjoying my content all month long, all year long, maybe consider leaving me a little holiday gift by becoming a patron or a YouTube member, or just a little tip in my Venmo or PayPal, whatever. It was just a thought. Anyway, I'm going to stop being obnoxious, kind of, and get going. So, I have two primers I want to talk about. This one I found first, and this is the Catrice Prime and Fine Aqua Fresh Hydro Primer. Freshen up, moisturizing with bamboo water. I don't know if that's the whole name, but it's in this blue tube. I don't even consider this, I mean, I keep it with my primers, but I almost just consider this like a lightweight gel moisturizer, and I think it's just lovely. I love a gel moisturizer. It's truly like one of my favorite formulations, and this one is just, neighbors are making noise as per usual. This one is just really nice. It's lightweight, but it doesn't feel, sometimes lightweight gel moisturizers, I mean, this might have alcohol in it, I don't know, but sometimes they have like alcohol in it where it almost feels tightening. This doesn't feel that way, but it doesn't stay super dewy. It just kind of sinks into the skin. It's just a really nice, like I said, lightweight moisturizer. My climate these days is much more humid than in previous, New York life. And so sometimes I find myself only needing like a lightweight moisturizer and a really lightweight serum for my daytime. So this one I recommend. If anyone has experience with using it, like, I guess I use it as a primer. I don't know. Primers and moisturizers are kind of all the same in my head. So, the next one, like this one, like this is some intense love. The Wet n Wild Glass Correct Primer Base. So this was absolutely, Hannah Louise posted, made me buy it, along with, if you don't follow S Andromeda on Instagram, you should. But they're in a beauty Discord that I'm in, and they also mentioned it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to pick this up. I have it in yellow. There's a green one as well. So before I got my Auric Glow Lust, I would say I was using this every time I put on makeup. This now, if I was going to compare the two, this is glowy, but it's not as intensely glowy, I would say, as Glow Lust. It's kind of close, but I find that it's more almost sheer, like, okay, Glow Lust can be sheared out. What I'm saying, let me just separate the two. I'm putting this on the back of my hand, but I doubt, like, you can't even really see. But it's just a glowy, glassy, beautiful primer. It doesn't feel too thick on the skin, but it does have more dew, more tact to it compared to this one. And I find I can use this on my skin and just spot conceal, or I can use it underneath like a foundation or, you know, tinted moisturizer situation. My only complaint on this is I think that they should probably expand the shade range because it does sheer out, but I am not going to sit here and say that anyone that's not uncooked chicken would be able to use this because I just don't know. But I'm really glad I got the yellowy one versus the green one because it does actually complement my skin. But I think either one would be recommended depending on if you need to cancel out redness or if that's not an issue. Like if you're already kind of an olivey or yellowy undertone person, the green one is going to make you look more green because I swatched that one and I was like, oh, can't do that. But there's something about this that's just a beautiful, healthy glow. I know I've used this on camera a couple of times. If I can, I'll try to link videos using them, but I'm not going to promise to that. But I've definitely used this a lot. I really enjoy it. I just think it's like, it's one of those things that even with my more intensely glowy primers, when I use this up, I want another one. Like I want this in my collection for the foreseeable future. Now, I kind of said I was going to do 10 products, but 10 is just a nice number to me, but like, I'm kind of a liar too. When it comes to complexion, foundation, tinted moisturizers, those kind of face products, I think I discovered all of these this year, and so I just brought them all. I'm going to start with the one that I feel kind of the least familiar with, but I've enjoyed it. And that is the AOA Studio Perfect BB Cream. I have this in the light color. The shade range on this is deplorable. I'm going to say that. So that's a not great situation. But I was shocked by this. Shop Miss AOA Studio kindly let me pick out products. I got some PR basically. And I added this to the cart because I had heard good things here and there. But I was surprised at how much I enjoyed this. This is definitely a thicker consistency BB cream tinted moisturizer kind of product. It's not that like thin or oily formula. I'm going to talk about a couple other that are thinner. So you're going to feel it on the face a little more. It's a little bit beefier, but I just found it had a really nice coverage. It had a nice like natural finish. I just had no complaints. It just performs well. I thought it looked nice on my skin. It lays nicely. It didn't seem to accentuate pores or make like places that I'm a little bit more at, like my nose or even this area of my face. Like I'll notice, you know, things performing weirdly. This doesn't do that. It's just like, I'm just happy to have it in my collection. It's good. It's like, it feels like one that is more of like a winter weight face product, if that makes sense, because it is a little bit more of that, because it is that little bit more of like a thicker consistency. Yeah, so that would be something to think about. Like it's not a thin kind of product. I don't know, for some reason that feels like winter weight. Now, 2 more complexion products that I got these around the same time, and it's weird. They kind of sit in similar places in my head. We have the Ordinary Serum Foundation and the Flower Beauty Get Real Serum Foundation. So my friend Alex sent me this. Thank you, Alex. And then this I purchased. Jesus. Marco Polo, leave me alone. If I turn my phone on Do Not Disturb, I will forget and never turn it back on and never see any of my messages. So here's the thing. When I first got the serum foundation from Flower, I was unsure. I'm still okay. Let me just describe both of these. These are both very thin formulas. The Ordinary one is thinner than the Flower Serum Foundation, but the Ordinary is more of a satin natural finish, whereas the Flower Beauty one is definitely more of a dewy, almost oily finish. That is why at first I was questioning the Flower Beauty formulation. It's still not my top favorite. It's just a touch too oily, but it's not bad. It's hard to I'm trying to describe it because I think that in terms of formulation, I think I prefer the Ordinary, but I know that there are people, I think especially if you have drier skin, I feel like the Flower Beauty one might be preferred. If I didn't already say these, both of these are thin, lightweight coverage. And I don't particularly think that they're super buildable. I think the Ordinary is a little bit more buildable because it's not so dewy, but these are your lightweight coverage kind of products. And they're just they are pretty easy to apply. So that's a nice part of it. But if you're not into lighter weight coverage, I wouldn't bother with these. But if you've been on the lookout, I would say, like I said, for more of a satin natural finish, the Ordinary Serum Foundation is the one for me. And then for more of a dewy, glowy, without shimmer, it's not like a shimmery glow, but for a more dewy finish, I would say the Flower Beauty one. Now, the last product I want to mention is a foundation, a true foundation that I find can be buildable. I think it has nice coverage. I can also sheer it out, and that is the Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation. I have it in, I don't know, maybe 1.2 in. I'm not even sure what all of my colors are. Ivory L2 in the Flower, 1.2 in the Ordinary, and the True Skin, I don't remember, and it's not on here, and it's definitely too light for me now. I find this comparable to the Uoma Beauty foundation. I haven't tried the Sharon C Walmart Uoma Beauty line, but the Uoma Beauty original line, I find this foundation pretty comparable to the Uoma Beauty foundation. I still love that foundation. I don't have it anymore because it was way too light for me, but I would repurchase this one before that one just for price point purposes. It has a pump. It's in a glass bottle with a nice lid. It feels really nice for Catrice packaging or pricing. I have to say, I've dabbled in Catrice before 2021, but this year made me think a little more highly of them. And yeah, if you're just looking for I think of this as a natural satin finish foundation. I say middle of the road in a complimentary way. Not too much coverage, not too sheer. It's just it's a workhorse, in my opinion. Now, the last complexion product I'm going to talk about is, I'm going to talk about a concealer. Now, I have raved about the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. That one still stands. I don't reach for it as regularly as I used to. I still like it. But another surprising one for me is the Flower Beauty. This is the Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. Now, again, kind of like this, I wasn't sure about this at first. I felt like this concealer maybe was sinking into my, the texture on my, under eye area, or it was maybe a little creasy. It just, I was I don't know. But I realized out of all of the Flower Beauty stuff I've tried this year, which thank you to my friend Alex, I've tried a couple of different things. This one is my top favorite. And I think the thing with this is that, first of all, I really like the thin, longer doe foot. And so I I kind of fluctuate with my concealers. I love a full coverage, a like completely like does the fucking thing formula. I do. I really do. But sometimes those are more difficult to blend out, or they look more obvious if you're just doing spot concealing without foundation. So then I also love thinner formulas that do have coverage and can be built or like built up. And what I found is that this is that kind of formula, and it's never going to give you full coverage. But I felt like it was an easy go-to concealer that I kept grabbing for. So I thought it was worth talking about because it just feels like a formula that I am enjoying. I would say maybe it reminds me the most of the Rare Beauty concealer. Yeah. And I was using that one less and reaching for this one more in those kinds of moments when I was going to reach for the Rare Beauty concealer in the past. So for blush, I had this realization when I was kind of like pulling favorites and looking at my collection. I don't have a lot of drugstore blushes that I'm super excited by. And I don't know, if y'all have any recommendations, definitely let me know. I feel like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like the space that I like see a lot of things I'm excited by. But the Holika Holika Jelly Dough Blusher, this is on YesStyle, it's like $8. This is a putty cream blush, and like this is so good. I've talked about this a lot. I've raved about it a lot. It's just creamy enough. It's just malleable enough that you can pick it up with your fingers, with a brush, with a sponge. I think I've picked it up with a sponge. It's like, you know, it's creamy, but it's not so creamy. It's definitely has that like kind of gel, like more like Play-Doh or putty texture to me. I find that it can sheer out beautifully. I can also build up the intensity of color. Like, of course, it's never going to be any like more intense than the packaging, but you know, you can sheer it out or you can build it up. And I stand by the way I describe this. This is cream blush for folks that are maybe a little nervous by cream blush, because it's really easy to put on. I find it's just as easy to apply as any of my powder blushes. I find that it doesn't pick things up on my face. It doesn't move things around. It doesn't like set down like powder, but it also doesn't stay dewy or too creamy feeling on the face. So I know there's a bunch of colors in this formula, and one of these days I'll probably pick up some more, but I can't stop like raving about this product. Okay, so here's the thing about eye products. I don't have a lot, but the thing is that, first of all, I'm going to do a video that's just talking all about indie eyeshadows, especially indie eyeshadow palettes. And if I was sticking to that $20 or under price point, I could just talk about my singles all day, which is not really the point. I've talked about some budget shadow palettes in the past, blah, blah, blah. There's primers out there, all of that. But there's one thing I really wanted to call out. And this is me dipping my toe in more of the indie but budget price point. And that is the Drench Cosmetics Deep Space Eyeliner. I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is my absolute favorite black eyeliner. This completely changed my perspective on black eyeliner. It's very easy to work with. It is more of like a felt tip pen formula, but I find it's just incredibly pigmented. It goes on easily. I can wear it basically for a long period of time. Like if I'm cry laughing or crying, it's going to come off. But I've had times where I've been like kind of sweaty or I've been a little teary-eyed. It's held up well. My only small complaint is that if you're going over really textured eyeshadow, really glittery eyeshadow, this is not gonna black it out. I find that I need like a gel eyeliner for that. But it goes over those formulas. You can build it up. I I really enjoy it. And you know, I'm an eyeliner, I'm a liquid liner noob in a lot of ways, but this is $12 and I feel like it's worth it. Like it is. It just is to me. And you can always catch a sale. I have a code with Drench, Emily15 or Emily. I guess I'll put it on the screen. It's in the description box too. But you can get percentages off. They have great eyeshadow palettes. They have glosses. They have sponges. They have loose pigments too. But like this is to me the gateway product to Drench. Now, brows. Another pen formula, but not the same. The Milani Weekend Brow Eyebrow Tint. I have it in 130 medium brown. For years now, I have felt like a eyebrow pen is my preference over pencils. There's something about pencils and like my skin and the way I like to apply. I don't know. I don't love a lot of eyebrow pencils and I can't be bothered. But a pen to me, and maybe it's like my artistic experience, I don't know. I just find that this is super, super, super easy to apply. I can kind of go in heavy-handed and like paint them on almost blocky really quickly. Or if I'm feeling up to it, I can like go in and do like the individual hair strokes. There's just something really easy about it. It's like scribbling them on. And I feel like when I would do that with pencils, they just looked fuzzy or I don't know. I adore this though. You know, I'm quite often very no nonsense with my brows. I want them to look good, but also I can't be fucking bothered. This makes me be just a touch. I lost my just there. Just a touch more like into them. And when I shaved off my brows, which I might do again soon, I felt like I could draw them on beautifully too. And the only issue I had then, going on bare skin, I feel like I needed, if I had product, like if I had complexion product on first, I needed to powder that area just a little bit before going with the brow pen. But Milani, I don't know. Milani is definitely like top tier drugstore quality for me. Another brow product that I have to talk about, but I don't have anymore, is the CoverGirl Brow Gel. So the CoverGirl Easy Breezy Volumizing Brow Gel. Found this out through Hannah Louise Postman and Laura May Beauty. This is a tinted brow gel. I think it comes in like 3 colors, maybe blonde, medium, and dark. I think it's still being made, but I have not been able to get it in like stores that carry CoverGirl here in Mexico, like whether it's online or in person. I haven't seen it. So like I bought like 3 tubes of it, and a friend that's coming to visit in January, hopefully, is bringing them because that's how much I'm missing it. Fibrous, tinted, perfect. It's buildable. I can do like a full brow with just the gel, or I can go in a little bit with the lighter hand and like do something a little softer, or pair it with a pen product or a pencil. It's a small brush. Like I said, there's just something about the perfect mix of, it has fibers in there, which gives my brows a little more oomph and volume and all of that. But it also has the color, but it's not so pigmented that it like just goes on so intensely. I love that brow formula. The last couple of products are lip products, and I'm going to quickly mention this one and then we'll end on a different grouping. So Essence, the Essence Shine Wet Look Lip Gloss. I have this one in Peaches and Cream. This is just a beautiful gloss for like $3. I think there's a clear one. There are other colors. This is like, you know, it's peachy, but it's also sheer. So I can layer it. It's just a nice glossy lip gloss. I am not a big fan of glosses with clumping action or mint and all of that. So like, I know the Maybelline Lifter gloss is popular. I know there are other glosses out there. I even still think the NYX Butter Gloss is kind of underrated. But this one has a nice color. It has a little bit of sparkle in there, and I can wear it on like bare lips, or I can pair it over peachy, warm toned lipsticks and other lip products. And like for $3, I'm into it. Now, the last like grouping of products, I'm calling this one thing, but you know it's not. Indie lipsticks. So there are a lot of indie lipsticks out there that run from anywhere from $10, $12 a tube. The other thing is that so many of these indie brands do sales for Black Friday, for the holidays, then there are influencer codes. Like, so you can always get them for less than their retail price. There are two brands I'm going to mention. I've talked about them before and I still love them. First up, we have House of Uni. Now, my top favorite color from them, we're not going to talk about today because it's not currently available, but I also have Fiji, which is this like glossy teal number. I say it's glossy because that's how it reads more on my lips. It's more of like a satin shiny formula. And I also have Negril, which is a beautiful neutral that I really need to reach for more often. That's more matte. So I think if you read their product listings for the different lipsticks, they will mention if they are matte or not matte, like satin, I think. Now, the packaging on these does feel budget. They're not weighty, they're plastic. It is what it is, but I think they have such a cool color range. They have dark blues, they have like weird bright colors, they have reds, they just have like a nice little catalog. I want them to do more colors personally because I really like their matte formula a lot, but I think it's a lovely little small business to check out. And like I said, there's always like codes and sales happening. The other brand that I have a bag of them is Propa. Propa Beauty is just an awesome brand. They do really glossy, kind of like shiny lipsticks. I think they call them their luminous lipstick. And they launched with like neutral tones for a variety of skin tones. And they've expanded. I think they've done a couple of more pinky tones and some reds. I also want them to make more colors, but I haven't looked at any of their newer colors because I own not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, but 8. I own 8 of the Propa. When they launched their neutral line, I think they had 12 colors originally. I have 8 of the 12. I have deeper tones like Empower. I have Her Magic, which I need to play with more. It's a slightly more pinky tone color. The color that I'm wearing today is my absolute favorite from them, and it's called Made It. These lipsticks are super soft, so when you see a lot of my lipstick bullets, they look worse for wear. But there's something about the creamy, luminous, soft formula that just makes me enjoy them. They're super comfortable, and they do just such a beautiful range of colors. I would say if you are uncooked chicken like me, out of the colors that I have, if you're uncooked chicken like me and you're looking for lighter neutrals, I think that Victress and Finesse are the ones. So a lot of these look similar in the tube, but the thing with their formula is that there is a sheerness, a luminosity actually, where your lip color will come through on some formulas. And I discovered through watching a lot of creators of color, a lot of Black creators, that like the colors that maybe look sheer on me didn't on their lips. So it was just like an interesting learning lesson. There are so many swatches out there, videos, Instagram posts. So definitely like look around and see, you know, what looks interesting to you. I think Audra was definitely a friend that helped me like realize that about the whole lip color coming through and how that's like it's a boon on deeper skin tones, and sometimes for me with these colors it was a bit of an annoyance. So thank you, Audra. Audra also is the person that called out the fact that like if you are having trouble applying these and getting the pigmentation you want with like a traditional application, turn the lipstick around and apply with the flat side of the lipstick tube. That was a game changer. There is something about just having that like full contact for my lips made a huge difference. And it's actually a trick that I use with a lot of lipsticks. Like Prapa has such good sales. Like I think I've seen sales where like their $12 lipsticks were like $4 or $8. So for $12, I'm super happy to have these. But I know outside of maybe the first, I think I ordered 3 or 4 at first, and then another 3 to 5 or 4 to 5 more at a later date. And I know I did not pay full price either time. And I think the second time I got a really good deal. So I know neutral lipsticks are, you know, very out there. Like you can get them at budget prices for sure. But I always like to mention some of the indie brands that have those more affordable prices, because yeah, sometimes you have to pay for shipping and that adds to the cost. But like a lot of times these things are more affordable than the Maybelline or L'Oreal or even CoverGirl products at the drugstore. That is everything. Those are a bunch, I'm not gonna say all, but a bunch of my budget makeup favorites. Definitely let me know if you have any questions about anything I talked about today. And if you have a budget favorite that you just cannot stop talking about, meet me in the comments. Tell me down there. Also, if you have any budget drugstore blush recommendations, like I'm here asking for more blush recommendations. Not that I need them, but you know, blush is fun. Anyway, thank you so much for spending a bit of your day with me. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to take care of yourself better today than you did yesterday, because you are worth it. Bye, friends.